With humanity confronting the imminent danger of world destruction from supersolar storm in numbered days, will we succumb to the numbing slavery of the dark force or rise to the challenge with our God-given spirit of compassion? As our hearts yearn to know our destiny, we turn to the clues and messages left by seers, saints, and prophets of the past and present. While their prophecies contain different cultural references and historical contexts, they share a common theme that when the final battle of light and darkness takes place in the end times, a powerful Savior or Messiah or Holy King will return to guide us out of calamity. The question is, how do we recognize the Savior when he/she is here? And what is our role in this critical time of the earth? In our series, Awaken True Love with the Savior to Dissolve Calamity, we will compare different prophecies and find the answers together. On the evening of July 11, 2017, Uganda was saddened by the passing of Bambi Baba Babuwi Mugonza, the founder of the Serulanda Spiritual Foundation and pioneer of the Sesamirembe Spiritual City. Many have been inspired by his vision of creating an eco-friendly spiritual city in East Africa, envisioned to be dedicated to world peace and economic rejuvenation. To his tens of thousands of followers residing in Uganda, the United States, Canada, and Sweden, his passing meant much more. It meant that they'd lost their beloved guide and an eternal friend who taught them the way of enlightenment, who freed them from the bondage of the physical world, and whom they reverently called his imperishable glory. His imperishable glory, Bambi Baba, taught the same meditation method passed down by generations of enlightened masters, that of nourishing oneself via the inner heavenly light and inner heavenly sound. He referred to this as the secret natural science of the divine melody of the sound current and explained,
"As blood livens the body, light and sound liven the soul. Without the two, there is no soul. And without soul, there's no freedom, peace, bliss, and eternity."
Following his guidelines, his disciples refrained from eating meat and drinking alcohol. After being initiated by Bambi Baba, some of them witnessed his miraculous deeds, including manifesting transformation bodies, saving them from immediate dangers, healing their sicknesses, and liberating souls from hell. More importantly, he guided them to spiritual elevation through his own exemplary actions and speech.
A true initiate is one who has become humble and meek in the divine wisdom and in his or her social status on earth and heavenly realms.
According to his biography entitled Bambi Baba, Redeemer of the New Age, written by Dr. Buka B.M. Bijumiro Jumiro, vegetarian, his imperishable glory, Bambi Baba, was born with strong spiritual inclinations and extraordinary abilities. He understood herbal healing at just 3 years old. As a young boy, he spent hours looking at pictures of the Catholic saints that his parents displayed in the home. He talked about conversing with angels and divine beings who visited him in small vehicles from above. And despite receiving limited formal education, he mastered the English language by himself. During his lifetime, he had many profoundly accurate prophetic insights. For example, in 1978, he foresaw the downfall of Idi Amin, the third president of Uganda. This occurred the following year. He said there would be 5 heads of state afterwards, and the 6th one would bring peace to the country, as he foretold His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, the 6th head after Idi Amin, became president, and Uganda has enjoyed peace to this day.
Bambi Baba passionately emphasized that President Museveni defies the conventional African leadership mold, seeing him as a figure destined for a significant spiritual role in Africa's future. Bambi Baba also revealed that Museveni carried an enduring spiritual essence capable of reinstating the Kabaka to his rightful position in the Kingdom of Buganda.
As foretold, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni became a peacemaker for his own country and had also contributed to peace in neighboring countries, including the Democratic Republic of the Congo, South Sudan, Somalia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and the Central African Republic. Under his leadership, Uganda has become famous for its stability and generosity, attracting approximately 1.7 million refugees and asylum seekers, the largest number of any African country. For his peacemaking efforts, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni has received several awards.
Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni has been honored with an African Leadership Award. Organizers say it's in recognition of his contributions to maintaining peace on the continent. Museveni's role in regional peace building includes mediating talks between the DRC government and M23 rebels, as well as deploying troops to South Sudan and Somalia.
President Yoweri Museveni is this Thursday receiving the Global Peace Award at Spiki Resort Munyonyo. Museveni's award ceremony is part of the ongoing 3-day Global Peace Leadership Conference being held in Uganda. Uganda has been recognized because of its regional efforts on peace and security, the resettlement of refugees, and the fight against HIV/AIDS.
Another accurate prediction by Bambi Baba occurred in early 1982 when he warned people of a prolonged drought the next year. He advised them to build 9 grain silos to prevent it from happening. However, no one believed him at first and no action was taken. Then July 1983 came with the beginning of a drought that lasted for 3 months until someone remembered his advice and started to build 9 silos. The drought ended the day the construction began. Bambi Baba had one of the most important visions of his life at the age of 12 years old. He was shown a cave and heard a voice saying, "What you see here is the very place of your divine mission. Here you will establish the divine shrine, and here you will spend the whole of your adult life." The vision came to him again in 1962. It was not until Christmas Day of 1975 that he found that very cave from his vision in Sesamirembe, the area that he later transformed into a peaceful, spiritual, and environmentally sustainable community. Sesamirembe means generator of peace.
Upon Bambi Baba's initial arrival at Sesamirembe, the landscape greeted him with primeval wilderness and a stark absence of development, including the most basic infrastructure like roads. Undeterred, he persistently shared his vision of a grand city rising from this wilderness, despite not having secured even an acre of land for its realization. Bambi Baba arrived in Sesamirembe alongside his companions, Biaku and Dembesa, drawn by his vision. His son, Mirembe, was the first child to join him. With no dwelling in sight, these pioneers took refuge in a cave, where they made their home for a considerable period. Driven by his city vision, Bambi Baba embarked on a land acquisition journey, primarily funded by the earnings from his medical and healing practices. Renowned across the region, his reputation attracted throngs of people seeking his exceptional services. Many found solace in his ability to cure ailments deemed incurable by others. However, it wasn't just the sick who sought him out. Many were drawn to his wisdom, teachings, and kindness. And more importantly, he transcended barriers of race, religion, ethnicity, and clans. Those who met Bambi Baba found their own essence mirrored in his profound soul.
Living and working together in harmony and contributing selflessly, the Sesamirembe community members built roads, schools, hospitals, and businesses, making it a haven for all. Moreover, within the community, disciples of his imperishable glory, Bambi, kept a vegetarian diet and practiced spiritually under his guidance. When he was a child, Bambi Baba often had visions of spiritual masters of different cultures. He told his parents and close friends that he would one day go to India. In 1969, he made the journey and found the masters he was looking for.
After his pilgrimage in India, at the Radha Swami Beas in India back at the end of 1970s, where he met Guru Charan Singh, who initiated him into the path of the masters, Bambi Baba delved deeper into a spiritual quest, crossing paths with various spiritual guardians along the way. His journey reached a pivotal moment in 1993 when he received a prestigious invitation to the Parliament of the World Religions in Chicago. It was a congregation of 8,000 participants convened, comprising spiritual and religious figures hailing from across the globe. They united in celebration of diversity and harmony, delving into religious and spiritual perspectives on pressing societal matters.
At the 1993 Parliament of the World's Religions in Chicago, His Imperishable Glory Bambi Baba delivered an inspirational speech titled Etheric Purification of the Psychosphere, Key to Planetary Healing, Economic Rejuvenation, and World Peace. He called for a global collective effort to heal the Earth's ether, psychosphere, through etheric purification. He saw the need for world leaders to work with evolved spiritual masters to find remedies for humanity's problems. He shared with the participants his vision of building eco-spiritual cities on key geocosmic focal points, paving the way for the re-emergence of a divine culture on Earth.
At this momentous occasion, Bambi Baba received a warm invitation and was graciously received into Louis Farrakhan's home, where they engaged in an enriching exchange of African and global perspectives. He also had the opportunity to meet the Dalai Lama during the conference, who graciously invited him to visit Dharamsala, nestled in the Himalayas of India. There, they immersed themselves in a profound, week-long exchange. Moreover, between 1994 and 1996, while in India, he was extended invitations by Sant Rajinder Singh and several other spiritual leaders representing Hindu, Sikh, and Jain traditions.
In 1985, in his full message on etheric purification, Bambi Baba warned about the devastating consequences that would occur if people failed to conduct this vital purification.
If an etheric purification is not done, I tell you frankly that the world will continue to have its usual problems, and more imminent dangers and unimaginable catastrophes will befall mankind. A world epidemic catastrophe at the close of the Iron Age may blanket the whole of civilization, killing millions of people. Throughout the world, medical doctors may be unable to properly diagnose these killer diseases because of their constantly changing symptoms and methods of attack.
His description of these killer diseases immediately brings to mind COVID-19 and its subsequent variants. Since the beginning of the pandemic, at the end of 2019, millions of lives have been lost, but medical and scientific communities have yet to find a cure due to the extremely volatile nature of this virus. The year 2025 so far has been marked by catastrophic disasters and disease outbreaks that are more frequent and intense than ever before. etc. Why is our world experiencing such devastation at this time? Bambi Baba explained.
The turmoil and upheavals in the world today have resulted from the past mistreatment, tortures, persecutions, false allegations, and accusations, and other atrocities the world's people have committed against the saints of their time. These things have created a dark etheric cloud which has enveloped the earth and given rise to all known and unknown diseases. The same is the result of the negative thoughts, words, and deeds of the people inhabiting this earth over many past years, even up to this present day.
To overcome this difficult period of destruction and sorrow, Bambi Baba had the following sage advice.
Hence, it is important that the governments of the nations of this earth, and the United Nations Organization in particular, mount a worldwide search for saints, hermits, sages, perfect living masters, enlightened beings, highly evolved and ascended masters of wisdom who tread this earth as living human beings today. They have reincarnated here to preside over this period of transition as the world is ushered into a new age of truth and to perform the divine ritual of etheric purification.
He added that people should pay homage to all living saints and spiritual masters with humility and respect without any discrimination. He called for world leaders to invest their wealth for the long-term betterment of the planet as well as for their souls.
Use the money which you now spend on the manufacturing of destructive weapons and the purchasing of armaments for traveling around the world looking for living saints, masters, and enlightened beings, and with humility invite them to perform their etheric purification. This is the most valuable service your wealth can provide for you and the generations to come. It should be the true salvation of your souls.
The precious messages of His imperishable glory, Bambi Baba, remain relevant today as our planet is facing a supersolar flare with catastrophic consequences in just a few short weeks. It's time for world leaders and citizens to embrace and practice the sacred teachings of all enlightened masters. Obey God's law and be compassionate to all beings. This will enable the large-scaled etheric purification that the planet desperately needs right now.